this video and it was just way too long. I figured nobody's gonna watch this video, so I'm gonna just show you kind of the gist of what I'm trying to get at with Koala. So I did this little sample with my mouth, and I didn't keep it originally the way it was. What I did was I time stretched it. So if you go into Koala, you know about this. This is not anything new. This side of the wave is reversed. It's the same wave, okay? I made this weird little sound. Same wave. It starts here. And then I just stacked it. And if you understand in Koala, you can take two and add it to the end. If you haven't used that feature, highly suggest it. Mixing mixes it together, consolidates it as one. Add it to the end does exactly that. That's a very cool feature I like to use a lot. So I wanted to make an intro for a song. That's why it's called intro. But I wanted to do something that was just different. So I took a sample that was probably like 2 beats and I stretched it to literally 16 beats, 16 bars. I'm sorry. So if you ever use Koala's time stretch, this is 4 bars, but you could literally take this and stretch it to 16 and repitch it. And what you'll find is you can get some really uh, gritty, really dirty sounds, which I kind of liked for the intro. So that's stretched. Blended to sound like it's landed. Right? So it's landing. So then I took this sample with these chords, stretched them. It was a felt piano with some chords, really basic sounding. So I stretched it. I think it was like 8 bars. I stretched it double time to 16. Same principle. Stretch it to 16, repitched it, and you get a lot of grit and grime from it, which is cool. Then I chopped it up, and that's what you see here. Chopped it up, and I kept these 4 of the chops. Okay, here I'll zoom out on this one so you can see which 4 I kept. Doesn't really matter, but I'm just showing you. Those are the 4 I chose to use. So then what I decided to do was start making some sequences with those so that we could have different parts. So I made this sequence. And what you can do is go to perform, press the hold button, throw on some reverb, a filter, a compressor, a little dirt, and that's what I did. That's how I came up with this. Oh, and the tempo delay. So all I did was put those things on and then hit up here and go resample the loop. It will resample that loop with the effects and put it on one. And that became what I call the chorus. So I did that again, but then the second time I just took off the tempo delay and left the reverb, compression, and dirt, right? So then I was like, okay, so that's good for the chorus and the verse. I want something a little different for the bridge, but I'm gonna use the same chords. So for the bridge, I just created a different pattern, and you can see it right here. What I did was I sampled with the compression, the dirt, and added in the reverb. Same thing, compression, dirt, reverb. Basically the same, excuse me, voice. Basically the same thing. Then the outro, I wanted something even different because the intro is this, but I'm going to use the chords, but I just wanted something simple. So I did this 4, and it's just really holding for a whole bar. That's it. So making those 4 parts, or even 5 parts if you count the intro, with the reverb already baked into it, allowed me. Now I could have used the mixer and probably put all that stuff on the mixer, like here, but I didn't want to do that. Okay, I just wanted to bake it in, make it simple. And part of it is when you do it baked in like this, there's a commitment to it for sure. You can go in, and currently we don't have a lot of ways to sequence. You have to like put one and then add it to the end type thing. But if this is the intro This is the chorus. This is the verse, bridge, outro. So see how you can't label them, but you can see how I took and put these together. And then here's some drums. So all I did with the drums, put a little reverb, little compression, little dirt, same thing. And then that's what this little drum pattern is. I made the drum pattern in the sequencer right here with a kick, snare, hat, and then just added those effects on it, resampled it. Okay, to which then I can put it in to the sequencer and this one, and now I have those parts. If I wanted to drop out a little bit of the drum, I just adjust the edge of it right here and it just drops out. Now I can't show you just this part because currently I can't pick any spot in here and start the sequencer. That's something I'm hoping that gets added. It would be nice to, if I want to click here and just start, I can let you hear it. But unfortunately that's not there yet. So I don't want to play you the whole song, but I'll give you a sample of it. Here you go. Just the intro and maybe the chorus so you can see. Okay. Now I can make a song like this on my own, but for those that like to sample that don't make it, that's what I did this video for. Is for beginners. If you can find, you can use co-producer from Output. It's free at the moment. It's in beta, so you can go use that. Type in what you want. If you just want chords, pick the key you want, the tempo you want, then resample that and make songs. Okay, so you don't have to know how to play the piano to do that. That's just one simple option, right, for people to use. Okay. Now, if you look at this, you notice I only use one bank. It's because I don't per se want to keep bits and pieces of samples that I've found. Once I get it to where I like it, I'm committed to it. I get rid of the extra parts. It's just a lot on a 256 gigabyte, or even on your phone if you don't have a lot of space. I don't want to save all those little bits and pieces. I'm fine with committing to it. And that's part of the workflow of Koala. That's part of the workflow of the SP is to learn to commit to your sound and roll with it. Whereas in a typical DAW, I might feel a little bit different because I got more space, I got more room. I'm going to save bits and pieces. And you could do it in here too, but remember you only have 4 banks. So you got to make those pads count or those banks count. So the other option, I was showing this in a video, or I thought about showing this in a video, but I know a lot of people won't use it because it's not the typical way. You can live perform this in. By the way, if you wanted to, if you don't know that about here, you can live perform. If you go to the performance page over here, I'm going to click. Okay, I have the mixer up just so you see. Let me turn this off. Okay. So you go to the live performance page. If you don't have a mixer, it's not a big deal to do this. But you can record song. Just click down and record song. And then if you want to add your effects while you're recording, you can do that too. Place them on hold. You can do it from here, by the way. I don't know why I went to the performance page to show you that. But you can record the song. If you have the mixer, you could set parts, like let's say the chorus, with the effects you want on it using the mixer, and then you don't have to do the baking and all that stuff down. You could just have it on there and play it when you want it. Mute the mixer, use the mixer as a mute group too to mute and solo parts. So many options. Plus you have the mute down here if you want to live. So you could, if you got it like that. I don't have it like that, but you could. See how I just muted that track? So I could have it going and mute. You could also set up a basic 4 bar. I was thinking about this the other day. Or let's say 8 bars because you might want to have the verse going. And then you could perform the song by using mutes and solos. So what I mean by that is, let's see. Let's do it real quick. Let's try to do one together. All right, we'll go here. I'm not going to do this whole song, but I'm just going to do 8 bars to show you. So let's say I have 8 bars here and my drums. Okay, perfect. So here's the 8 bars. I'm going to drag the drums over. And then I'm going to go drag over. This is the chorus. Drop it in. Mix. I don't know why I did all that when I could just touch it, but whatever. Okay, so here's. Okay, so there. So let's say you're going to start. Is this thing all the way out? Okay, good. Oh, here it confuses me when I look at this. See how that tail end looks like it's not there, like I'm missing a piece? That's a little confusing. All right, so let's say here's one with the chorus, one with the. You could press play, but you're going to have to mute something, right? So let's mute the verse. So you're going through the chorus, you got the drums going. So using solo, using mute. So that's using 8 bar. I'm sorry, 4 bar with the parts in it, and then just learning to mute and solo parts to make the song sound the way you want it, and then record that to, you know. And by the way, to bring stuff back is pretty easy. So if you got something going, let's say it's playing. You could. I messed up there because I'm trying to hold the mic and do that too. It's crazy. Um, so yeah, if you just mute and then touch it, it comes back. I should have just showed you that way. All right. So you could play the intro in. Right. I'm just showing you my. I'm gonna use my hands for 1 second. That extra noise was me hitting the mic. So sorry about that. All right, but you see what I'm saying? You can mix and record that way if you want to do it live, and then you got your dropouts because it's easy. Just take 3 fingers and drop the drums like that and bring them back. Oh, bring them back. Right in the middle of the track while it's playing, recording it. The harder part would be putting effects over that while you're doing it. But if you baked your effects in that you're going to use on each part, it's not a big deal. Or if you put the effects in the mixer, then it's not that big of a deal. So how you create the song is up to you. In the end, there's so many ways. I'm not going to tell you which one is right or wrong. It's really a personal thing on that. So yeah, Koala is so much fun, and it's only getting better and better. And the more you try things, the more you're going to love it. All right? That's it for this video. Until the next one, I'm out.